I visited the Google office in Silicon Valley and asked their employees about their salaries, interview questions, and tips to crack Google. And how did you break into this role? What was your journey? And was the salary in software engineering role here in the Bay Area? So how did you break into Google? How did you get your very first interview? The last one is my favorite. This guy worked at Google for the longest time and provided amazing advice. Enjoy the video. What do you do for a living?
I'm a software engineer.
And how many years of experience do you have?
6, 7.
And how did you break into this role? What was your journey like in terms of education and
So education-wise, I have my bachelor's in computer engineering. I did my master's in computer engineering. I did few internships and then ended up liking the position. So joining a full-time role.
And what is the role of internship in getting your very first role?
For me, I interned at a place, and then eventually that internship got converted to a full-time role. So it's like a career path for me. It's like a stepping stone.
Google is really, really tough. So how did it work for you? Did you apply online? Did recruiters reach out to you? Networking? What worked for you at Google?
So I think you would need to know your basics of computer science. Think about things like algorithm, data structure, how things work at large scale, and distributed systems and things like that. So know your basics well is the first important thing to know.
What's Google benefit that you love most?
The free food. They say you get 20 pounds of weight gain as soon as you join as a noogler. So that's the great benefit, yeah.
Okay. And what's most important for you in a job? Salary, work-life balance, job duties, or the benefits offered by a company?
So when I was starting the career, work-life balance was not that important to me. But as you grow old, you feel like work-life balance is something that's important. At the same time, you need salary. So everything is sort of like a combination of things.
What do you do for a living?
I work as a software engineer.
And how many years of experience do you have?
4 years.
How did you break into Google as a software developer? What is your education background like?
I have a bachelor's and master's degree in computer science, computer networking, so on. So that really helped to kind of, and also doing like projects related to that, like doing internships and anything related to the field.
Getting first interview from Google is really, really tough. How did you get your first interview? Did you apply online? Someone referred you?
Yes, I did apply online, but it definitely helped to have like referrals and like people like I had met in conferences before.
And what programming languages do you work on?
It's like Golang and also a bit of C++ and Python.
For someone who wants to get started into software engineering role, which programming language that they can focus on?
I would say Python, definitely.
If you have a month to prepare for a software developer interview, which concepts, questions, or the resources would you focus on?
Definitely try like doing as much as like data structures, algorithms as you can, like get good background in them, graphs, trees, and a lot of like just arrays in general, and definitely check out resources like lead code and things like that to actually practice, and also definitely mock interviews as well. Like I feel that really gives a good idea.
You mentioned that internships really helped you out, right?
Yeah,
How did you find internships?
Just applying to a lot of things, going to career fairs and applying to a lot of the companies that were there. Yeah.
And was the salary in software engineering role here in the Bay Area at the entry level, say at FANG companies?
Yes, that could be anywhere, starting from like say 125K a year. If it gets into the complete TC with stocks and so on, it can go upwards of 200K.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a program manager here at Google. Yeah.
And how many years of experience do you have?
About 12 years, yeah.
How long have you been with Google?
Only 7 months.
So how did you break into Google? How did you get your very first interview? That's a really, really challenging task for people.
Yeah, I have many years experience from Microsoft and Apple, so came in here.
So did you apply online or recruiters reached out to you?
It was a recruiter, yeah.
What's your advice for someone, for entry-level people who want to get into FANG companies like Google?
Yeah, I think just trying to make sure the fundamentals are there. Just understand, basics of if you're looking for an engineering job, basics of engineering fundamentals.
You must have done a lot of hiring in your career of last 12 years. What one quality that you always look in entry-level candidates apart from their technical skills?
I think it's just the working attitude and the mindset, right? So everybody should be able to go into a job with a good mindset.
For entry-level candidates or people who are transitioning in career, how important is internship, or how do interviewers look at their internship experience?
I think the internship experience is very useful because it's a lot of college students. I worked with a lot of interns and mentored some interns. I think what they learned and what they see is different than what they learn from school, right? So a real-world experience is definitely very helpful, and they know how to follow the process.
In your program manager role, what are your daily job duties look like?
Organize different priorities of the engineering development, and then find issues, communicate issues with different levels of management and engineering teams. So yeah.
And which Google perk do you like most?
Coffee, anywhere you want, because I'm a coffee guy. So
What do you do for a living?
So I'm a technical solution consultant. So in the working on the Android operating system.
And how many years have you been working at Google?
16 years.
Okay. That's a long time.
Yeah, long time. Yeah.
So what's your advice for someone who wants to break into FANG companies like Google, right, in software engineering role?
So first of all, you need to have you need to understand what you want to do, what's your career path, what you have interest. When I was in the high school, I started to learn coding computer. So when I go to college, computer engineering is my major. I also need to understand how to manage external facing like partner or customer. Yeah, for example, how to manage a project, how you balance between like quality and the resources you need. If you don't have interest, you cannot be successful.
You must have done a lot of hiring at Google, right, under your teams in your career. How much do you value internship experience or the projects that people have done, especially at the entry level?
Yeah, so for students, because they don't have much really industry experience. When I look into resume, I would expect to understand what they learned at school, what kind of internship projects they have. Don't talk too much that you are not very familiar, not that good at these things in your resume. You can say, okay, I learned something.
Any specific Google product that you have worked that consumers like us, like a general person, has used, and you actually saw the impact?
So I think Android phone is one thing.
Okay.
Yeah, so recently I think this wearable device, so this actually change people's behavior.
You have been working at Google for 16 years.
Yeah.
What made you stick to a company for 16 years? What do you love most about Google?
Keep changing roles because there's a lot of different opportunity you can learn, you can get. And the second one is as a very, very long time working at Google, I feel like Google is some kind of family feelings.
If you have reached this point, please be sure to subscribe to this channel for more amazing information.